Okay, here we go. Life experience video. That's what I'm going to call them, my life experience, because it's just based on me, nothing else. I'm not a medical doctor for this one. So, I can only talk on how it affected me. Sorry, I'm drinking coffee. I was diagnosed with endometriosis in my late 20s. I'd gone to the doctor because I was having incredible pains, and they just kept coming and coming and coming month after month after month, and I couldn't understand it. And I was just told, well, unfortunately, you're one of the unlucky ones that just has painful periods. And that went on for a long time, and in the end I couldn't stand it anymore, and I got checked out and found to have endometriosis. What is endometriosis, you say? I know it's a lot more common now and people know about it, but I'm going to read it off here so I don't misspeak, because like I said, I'm in my early 60s now, so late 20s was a very long time ago. Endometriosis is a chronic disease in which tissue similar to the lining of the uterus grows outside of the uterus. It can cause severe pain in the pelvis and make it harder to get pregnant. Endometriosis can start at a person's first menstrual period and end at menopause. Some people live with it. The 4 symptoms, or 3 symptoms: pain, which is the common symptom, bleeding or spotting between periods, infertility, never able to get pregnant, or stomach digestive problems. It says, does endometriosis ever go away? There is no cure for it. In some cases, however, the condition resolves on its own without treatment. Hormone therapy can slow the progression of the condition and reduce pain, and surgical procedures can lessen the pain. But symptoms often reoccur after these treatments. Yes, indeed. I was on the shots. I was on the Depo-Provera, I believe it was called, which I'm now hearing a lot of things on the radio about. Can cause, I'm not going into that because that's on the radio. I was on those shots to stop period cycles for periods of months. I had to go every month and have one to try and lessen it, but it didn't. It just sat there and it didn't help the pain. I already had back issues at this time, so there was a lot of conflict between my 2 doctors because I had a lot of back pain, saying that this was nothing to do with the endo, this was all back pain. And then my back doctor saying, no, this is not to do with this, this is probably that. Anyway, the Depo-Provera, it did have some side effects, which were deterioration of joints, I believe. My remembrance, not medical facts. Definitely look it up. So I did that because I wanted to try, because I wanted to have children. I'd always wanted to have kids. When I was young, I was the babysitter when there was something going on at the camp, all the functions, all the do's, as we call them, there's an army do. I was always the one asked to babysit. I sometimes would babysit for a couple of families at a time because I just love kids that much. I always told my mum I want to work in a school, I want to work in a maternity ward. There was all these things I wanted to do as a kid. And then I had the chance to come to America as a nanny, so I took that chance. A friend of my dad's, his daughter was out here, and they knew a family that wanted a nanny, so here I am. But I had 3 beautiful girls that I watched for 4.5 years, and that was like amazing. Then I was going home. I was going home after a year, but didn't go. Yes, very hard to get pregnant when you have endometriosis. I was told 4% chance. I was told I was at stage 4. That's how they told me. It was severe. It was explained to me as a cancer-like growth, not cancer, a cancer-like growth where it spreads, attaches itself. It was on my bowels, it was on my ovaries, it was on the outside of my uterus. It was not good. I had 4 laser surgeries where they burn it, and there was a chance it wouldn't come back. But just reading this now, it pretty much always comes back. It came back, and it seemed to come back more aggressive every single time. Now, still going, I was working at the beach club at the time when I was diagnosed with it. I'd never, ever heard of it. I had no idea. To me, it was a death sentence. It was like, no kids for me. And that's all I wanted. I wanted 4 children. I always wanted 4. Before I met Pete, before I came to the States, I always wanted 4 kids. I'm from a very small family. It was me and my brother went to boarding school when I was very young. So I feel like an only child. Like, we didn't really live together a lot. I would think I was like 7 when he went to boarding school, and then after boarding school he worked in Wolverhampton, then he joined the army. So my brother and I didn't have like a brother in the house all the time. So yeah, kids was it for me. So 4 laparoscopies later, and to no avail. Somehow, after the 4th one, I managed to get pregnant. My Ashley. I used to just say, God, just give me one good one. Just one good one. I don't need 4 now. Just one good one. I just wanted to have a complete family. And Ashley was it. Excuse me. After I had Ashley, the pain started getting worse. The endometriosis came back. Stronger. And I think it was when I was about 35, 36, I said, I just couldn't take it anymore, and went to the doctor, and he said, the only other thing we can do is a hysterectomy. He said, we will try and save the ovaries so that way you don't go into menopause. Your hormones are still working, and we'll just take out the uterus, and that should help. Day came, surgery came. I was being wheeled in, and the nurse was talking to me, so nice. I was at Greenwich Hospital, I think. Yep, Greenwich Hospital. And she just started talking to me about it. Well, I burst into tears, and she's like, oh gosh, do you want to go through with it? I'm like, yeah. And she goes, you knew what you were coming in for? I'm like, yeah. It's just hearing the words out loud. I'm an internalizer. As you probably have gathered from the last few weeks, there's a lot going on in my life, and I'm struggling with many things, and I internalize. I went in, and when I came out, and they brought me to, immediate hot flashes. And I remember my doctor coming around to check on me, and I go, what's going on? Why am I so hot? Well, unfortunately, they could not save the ovaries. He said, whew, trigger. Your ovaries were unrecognizable. And we had to do the full hysterectomy. 36. So immediately, the hot flashes, I was spent in menopause. Lovely. Growing old before your time at 36 years old. Ash and I were talking about it the other day. That's Ashley in 4 years, because Ashley's going to be 32 in March. Thank God. People say to me, oh, you treat her like I don't treat her like a child, but she is like, to me, she's my miracle baby. I was given a 4% chance of getting pregnant. I keep doing that because she's out in the living room. I am so lucky I have her. I am so lucky. I don't know what I'd do without her, to be fair, but being told that you are now in menopause and it's going to go on for a while. I don't even know when Mum, and it's not hereditary because Mum never had it. I don't believe anyway. Is it hereditary? Let's see. None of these reasons, it says here what triggers it. There are some factors that make someone more likely to get endometriosis, such as never giving birth, menstrual cycles occurring more frequently than every 28 days, heavy and prolonged menstrual periods that last longer than 7 days, having higher levels of estrogen in your body. I had none of those, so I don't know. But it's been a struggle with the menopause. I have to tell you, it changes your psyche. It changed my psyche. I felt like an old lady on the inside. I felt like, well, who'd ever want me? I was married, but, you know, who'd ever want me? It's a horrible thing, menopause. You feel like a dried up old prune. I felt like a dried up old prune. And it was uncomfortable. I would be in the office and I'd be like literally taking layers off. 1 minute you're freezing cold, then you're hot, the night sweats, the uncomfortable. I woke up the other night, I still have hot flashes. I'm gonna be 62 this year and I'm still having hot flashes. I was put on a hormone replacement, but they don't like you to be on that forever and ever and ever because it's not good for your body. And, you know, there was still a thing between my doctors because like I have degenerative disc disease in my back. One of the side effects of some of the heavy medications I was on was disc disease. But it's like, no, that's not it. And it's like everybody was like, there wasn't any answers. It's like the back doctor says one thing and the gynecologist says another. And it's like, you just feel like useless in the middle. But this was something now I had to live with. I remember coming out. Interesting though, when they did my hysterectomy, I wasn't cut open. It was like keyhole. I had 3 1-inch things. Now my stomach, from way below up to my chest pretty much, was purple. I don't know how long the surgery was. I don't remember. I've only ever had 2 massive surgeries in my life, and that was my back, which I knew was 9.5 hours. And this one, I've had lots of little ones for the back and for the endo, which didn't work, which resulted in these 2 major ones. But I just remember getting home that night and I was up in bed. She was, what, 5 or 6? And she sat on my bed and she goes, Mum, I want a brother. And I just remember saying, I wish you could have a brother, Ash, but unfortunately, there's nothing Mummy can do about that now. She goes, but I don't want a younger brother. I want an older brother. I just remember that, and I'm like, thank you for the comical relief, Ashley. Even then, she helped me, and she doesn't even know it. But yeah, it's a struggle. It's a scary thing. I can't give you a lot of facts because, like I said, there's a lot of stuff out there. When I was diagnosed, I had no clue. But let's see. Less common places: your backside, bladder, intestines, diaphragm, lungs. I did have it on my bladder and I did have it on my backside area. But it's not good, guys. It's not good. They put some Teflon inside because it was supposed to help with the scarring. But sometimes to this day, I'll go to stand up and I feel like something's tearing or stuck and it's like, ow, 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 ow. So there's still small side effects from it besides the hot flashes and being in menopause now for what, 28 years, 36, 46, oh no, 56, 26 years. I've been in menopause for 26 years and it's awful. So that's just a small nugget of me And one thing that I went through, do I laugh? I laugh because I get nervous, I cry, I am very sensitive. I've always been sensitive though, I'm a Cancer. That's my sign, sensitive. But I hope these videos help a little bit. If you have questions, feel free. Hopefully I can answer them. Again, I'm going to say it, I'm not even in the medical field. I joined endometriosis groups. There's tons of endometriosis groups out there. I suggest, if you have it, you're not alone. Join one of these groups, chat to women that are going through some things with you. They may be able to give you things that have helped them deal with it, deal with the pain, because a hysterectomy is final. It's final. After that, there's no children, there's no you getting pregnant. Yes, there's children you can adopt, you can surrogate, but for you it is a final. Think it through. I thought it through. I was lucky. I did get pregnant with Ash, and again, ever so grateful. See you in the next one.